It's a direct laser RGB projector, 4K HDR. It puts out an amazing picture. Right now we're running at about 6,000 or 7,000 lumens, which gives us 100 nits of light off the peak white areas right here, which is, I don't know how many of you guys think in nits versus foot lamberts. It's about 32 foot lamberts, which is crazy bright. Now this particular projector is custom tweaked by Ross's team, he's out there somewhere, to get a 15,000 to 1 contrast ratio. So the difference between the brightest white and the darkest black it can do is 15,000 to 1. Beautiful. You take that projector and you put it in the original beige room that's behind here. Do you have any idea what perceived contrast ratio you're going to get? 2. Not that bad. About 50 or 60.
That's
50 or
bad.
60. Wow. And what I mean by that is what's called a checkerboard contrast test, where you light up the screen with black and white boards, so half of the screen is black, half of it is white. The white part lights up the walls. The light from the walls come back to the screen and wash out the black. So you don't have blacks anymore, you have gray. 50 to 60 to 1. So you start with a projector that's 15,000 lumens, you end up with 50 to 1. That's a royal waste of time. If you want to use a projector of this quality, you need a room that is dark in color. It doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to be all gray. There's other ways to do it. There's other ways to design it so it looks good, but you need to think that there's a blackened environment. Acoustically, we also wanted to control the echo in this room. This room starts off with 1 second of reverb time. That's the time it takes for sound to die out after it's bounced around. And you can't listen to a 13.4.6 sound system, that's the number of channels we're playing, in an echoey room. It just sounds like giant mono. It sounds like a cacophony. So, in addition to a black drape hanging from this tent, we also have absorbers and diffusers strategically located around the room to control the echo and the reverberation from 1 second down to 0.3 seconds. So we measured it. I think I showed you the results earlier. The reverb curve, the energy that is returned by the room, is pretty constant with frequency at about 0.3 seconds. So all this crazy thing, the thousands of dollars to have that all installed and do all of this, is so that we can create an environment for the projection and for the audio that is reference, right? Now, where the projector is lighting up a 220-inch wide Seymour Screen Excellence acoustically transparent screen. I always talk in widths. I don't talk in diagonals. Diagonals is for small TVs. We should never talk about diagonals. Sony's trying to make you feel like you have a bigger TV than you really have by telling you it's 85 rather than 78. Okay? That doesn't sound as impressive. Film guys in movie theaters talk about screen widths. And the screen width should be big enough so that the angle formed by the left of the screen, your head and the right of the screen should be about 50 degrees. That's the film standard. And we've set up this room so that the middle row is at 50 degrees. You guys are close to 60, you guys in the back are close to 40 in terms of the film angle. If you talk in diagonals, you can't get there anymore because it's like, oh, you need to talk in widths. So 220-inch screen lit up by a beautiful projector, high contrast ratio, works. Sound system in here, now that we've installed a good acoustical basis, a good acoustical foundation, is all Grimani Systems. I'm Anthony Grimani. I happen to think that they sound good, and they work well, and they play loud, but they're audiophile. We have our biggest speakers behind the screen. It's a model called the XL for extra large. Rixos XL behind the screen. We have Rixos Ls here for the side channels. We put 3 rows of side channels so that you guys can be evenly lit up with the sense of the energy on the side coming from here. There's a pair of Rixos M speakers at the back for the back channel, all the way over here. And then finally on the base layer, there's another pair of Rixos M here and here for what's called the wide channel in film soundtracks. The wide channel's purpose is to allow the sound designer to produce a frontal soundstage that's wider than the screen. It's not really a surround channel. It's sort of a front channel, but not really. It's a wide channel. So in addition to these 13 speakers that are here, we also have 6 speakers up, hung from the truss. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of those are Grimani Systems, what's called Rixos WD+. W means that it's a wedge-shaped speaker. The wave guide that's in there is designed to shoot the sound down at 45 degrees into the room. So even though the speaker is sort of flat up on there, it's radiating down into the room and lighting up the listening area correctly, right? In addition to all of these speakers, we also have some subwoofers in here. It turns out there's 10 subwoofers strategically located in a quad arrangement. There's a cluster here, a cluster there, and cluster there. We have 4 of our infrasonic 21-inch subwoofers. Those of you on the side can see that small refrigerator-sized loudspeaker with a 21-inch driver driven by 2,500 watts. In the front, we also have a pair of our 18-inch subwoofers, one here and one hidden behind the fabric over there. And then additionally in the back, there's 4 more of our mid-sized subwoofers. These are called the psi, from the Greek letter psi. Each one of these subwoofers is optimized to work in its own frequency region. The infrasonics work down to 15 hertz. They're covering pretty much 15 to 40. The sigmas that are up front are covering pretty much 30 up to about 60. And then these guys are covering from about 50 up to 80. And they're arranged with this optimization to pressurize the room in the middle, not just standing waves, but actually put energy where you guys are sitting. Okay, so that's a lot of power. All of that right now is driven off one 30 amp circuit off the wall, the projector and everything. So that's pretty amazing. There are some systems out there where to do this you'd need 100 amps. We're doing this off 130 amp circuit at pretty loud levels, including the projection. Want to play something?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Ross, take it away. So, by the way, here's Ross. I didn't see you back there. Ross is the gentleman that's in charge of the distribution, orders and distribution of the projector. It's a special residential model that they custom tweak for the applications you see here.
You're getting about three times the contrast on a 3-chip DLP projector from Christie at about 7,000 lumens after modification. But I won't bore you all to death. I'll be around and you can come talk to me and hang out.